Hi, I'm Maria Allgood, and I'm here to do a demo for Design 110 and talk to you a little about an architectural scale. This tool is one of the handiest, most important tools in hand drafting. We are going to learn how to master the scale and how to navigate through some of these assignments. Now, some of these assignments are just practice, and I want to go over them so that you can get the concept of how to use a scale. And although it looks a little complicated, it's really quite easy once you get the hang of it. As you can see, this is a lot of our most important equipment. We have our drafting table or our board with a parallel bar. I went ahead and I would like you to go ahead and copy all of the papers that I have on Module 1. Some of them are for practice, and this one is the actual assignment. Assignment 1, how to use a scale. So we will be going over these in detail. So let's get started and I'll show you how it works. So as you look at this drafting board, you'll see the exercises that I'm having you run off that are in Canvas. We have some tools here. Once again, the most important tool for this class is your architectural scale. You have to make sure it says arc or architectural. Whatever you do, do not buy an engineering or a metric scale or mechanical. Architectural scale is divided by inches and feet. We use the English system, not the metric. So it's extremely important not to get confused. So you must always make sure it says architectural. You might have one that looks like this. It says the word architect. This is extremely important. On these scales, and I like the one with different colors, it helps me find the scale I'm looking for. You'll notice numbers across here. This is one of your most popular sections of your scale you will be using. In our class, the majority of our drawings are done in 1/4 of an inch, and flip this over, 1/2 inch. Let me explain to you what a scale means. Every increment equals a foot. So let's flip this back over. In our architectural scale, 1/4 of an inch. When you read it from left, right over here, right to left, that is 1/4 of an inch. For every little 1/4 of an inch, it equals a foot. So this distance to here equals 2 feet. If I needed 8 feet, I would go all the way to 8 feet. Now, each one of these increments equal 1 foot, but they also allow you to have one of the increments in 12 little divisions. And you probably guess what those stand for. These stand for 12 individual inches. So if I were measuring something that was 4 feet and 6 inches, I would go over 4 feet and back up to the middle 6 inches. Let me show you how this works. Here is a little exercise that I want you guys to print off and practice on. As you see here, we will just look at the concept. We're not going to put the scale on. But if you were measuring something in, let's say, 1/8 inch scale, which we have right here, it's very small. 1/8 inch runs from left to right. So if I were looking at an 1/8 inch scale, the little smaller numbers represent the 1/8 inch scale. On the 1/4 inch, the larger numbers represent the 1/4 inch. The larger the scale gets the larger number. Let's flip it over and look at this. Here you have 1 inch, here you have a 1/2 inch. So the 1/2 inch increments are the smaller numbers, that equals 4 feet. The larger scale gets the larger numbers, so that's 2 feet, or 4 feet, or 7 feet. That equals 1 foot in architectural scale. Once again, these equal inches. So if I were measuring something that was 2 feet 3 inches, it would go to here, and then I would back it up to 3 inches. And that shows you. Now let me show you this little assignment. If we were to figure out what these dimensions are, we're going to have to look at this and break it down. Number 1, I want to find out how many feet are on this scale. Now this is a blown up version, but it's just to help you out. So I go from here to here. What is that? I would count. Now the smaller numbers equal the smaller scale. So that's the increment. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. This measurement from here to here is what we call 20 feet 0 inches. That little teeny tick mark equals feet, and this means inches. We always measure in feet dash inches. Those of you used a metric system, this may be foreign to you, and I want you to get used to this. Every time we put a dimension, we always do feet and inches unless otherwise noted on specialty items. Let's look at the next one, shall we? Right above it. So if you were to goes right into the middle. So let's take a look from here. Where does this land? Well, this was 20. So this would be 21, 22. So we know it's 22 feet, but let's back it up. It goes into this right in the middle. So if this equals 12 inches, right in the middle equals 6 inches. So this measurement from here to here is 22 feet 6 inches. Remember to put the little tick marks at the top for feet and inches. Let's try another one, shall we? Let's go to quarter inch. So quarter inch is going from right to left, just like in our scale. Remember, on our architectural scale, quarter inch and eighth inch are in the same line. So the quarter inch is the larger scale. It will get the larger numbers. So as we look along this, you will notice that we're going to look at this first measurement. Let's look at number 3. I go over 1, 2, 3, 4, and this represents 5. This measurement from here to here is 5 feet 0 inches. And that is a dimension line. Let's continue. Let's go to the next one, number 4, shall we? Well, it starts here. So we are going to go from here to here, and it lands. Well, if this is 6, then this one is 7, because that's 8. So this is 7 feet for sure. But it goes over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this dimension is 7 feet 6 inches. I think you get the picture now. I'm going ahead and save this and have you do the rest. Then everyone can show me at our Zoom meeting how you have mastered the scale. Here we'll have a 1/2 inch. Down here you have a 1 inch. And a couple of other ones I've left blank just to give you an idea. Now let me show you how this works on a floor plan. Our floor plans are in mainly what we call quarter inch. That's very standard for interior design and architectural drawings. Quarter of an inch is often the measurements that we use. Sometimes if a drawing is extra large, it will be an 1/8 inch. But this drawing is in quarter inch. So let me show you. Let's find out, what is a measurement? Let's check out this door. A standard door is usually 3 feet. This helps you to look at the drawing and you can tell if it's in scale or not. So I'm going to take the 1/4 inch and I'm going to put it right on this door. 1, 2, 3. This door is 3 feet wide. Let's check out something else. What about this wall? Let's see what that measurement is. I place this right here and it goes over a bit. So let's do the math. Okay, 0, 6, 7. So we know it's 7 feet, but it has a few inches in here. And it goes right to number 3. 1, 2, 3. This is 7 feet, 3 inches. That is how we measure it. So go from the outside corner and then it goes to the 0 and you count backwards to see how many inches. Feet and inches. Even this little column here, let's see what its size is. Well, wouldn't you know it? This is exactly 1 foot. So we know that this column is 1 foot or 12 inches. Once again, 1 foot, 0 inches. It's great to just really go around and practice. These are considered windows. How big is that window? Well, let's put it on here. 2, and it comes all the way to here. So that's 6, and it goes all the way to 7. This window is 2 feet, 7 inches. So I hope that that kind of gives you an idea of how to use the scale. Now, I put a little fun exercise to give you the concept of a scale. Many interior designers use graph paper as a cheat sheet so we don't have to draft. This is a great way to do a quick layout without having a scale if you don't have it handy. This little exercise will be fun. You will start at the dot. Every 1/4 of an inch or square represents a measurement of 1 foot. So this kind of gives you a little puzzle. You will start right at the dot and it tells you what to do. And it says over to the right 23 feet. You will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That is the distance. Continue to follow the instructions. Up 17. Then it will say to the left 5. This, by the time you're done, you'll have an interesting little floor plan outline. This is just to give you the idea of how to coordinate and assimilate what scale looks like. And a great way to lay out any room or drawing when you're just want a brief sketch and something in a scale in a quick fashion. So, like we said, scales come in various sizes, various increments. Our assignment is to do the scale project. And this will be for you. So I will just measure one. You are required to measure the shapes in various scales. This is going to give you practice. Now make sure you pay attention to what scale you're to be measuring. When you place the scale, 1/4 inch, make sure, I like to flip it over, and you'll be doing a lot of that. I just start from left to right. So we go to 6. Actually, let's go to the nearest one, 5, and it doesn't quite make it. So this kind of tells you how many feet, 5 feet, and then you have to count backwards. And you'll do the length and the width on each one of these in perfect 1/4 inch scale. Next, you'll go to 1/2 inch scale, which is right here. I flip it over and you will place this right on to the box. And you will do the length and the height and the length on each one. Now the circle is tricky. This is 1/8 inch scale. You will find 1/8 inch scale over here. And you will discern the whole entire length of the circle. There's radiuses and there's the diameter. This will tell us the entire diameter of the circle. So you go to the very fattest point, and that's what I want you to measure. This triangle will be these 3 measurements. Okay, so when you go ahead and place all the scales, you can write the dimension in feet and inches on each side. Don't forget, feet are represented by 1 little mark and inches are represented by 2. So I look forward to seeing your scaled project, and I hope you don't feel intimidated by this anymore. Once again, it gets a little tricky, but remember, your smaller numbers represent the smaller scale. The larger numbers represent the larger scale. You're going from right to left at the 1/4 inch, left to right. Don't get them mixed up. It's very easy when you're counting. Going from 0, and we get these little cheat numbers in between. If your dimension falls somewhere in between, you're going to have to count. So if it goes to here, you're going to have to count 12, 13, 14, and don't forget your little inches. And this is true on all of this. This represents 1.5 inches equals 1 foot. Here represents 3 whole inches equal a foot. You might use this in architectural details. Here we have smaller increments, 3/32s, very small. That equals 1 whole foot, that teeny little amount. Here, 3/16. And we also have, once again, 1/2 inch and 1 inch. So hopefully you'll get to feel very comfortable with your architectural scale. And I look forward to seeing these drawings. Send to me and we'll go over them in our Zoom meeting. So I hope that after this demo you feel more comfortable using your architectural scale. Mastering this will save you a lot of grief. And I know that you are going to turn in a fantastic project. Once you're done completing and measuring this in the correct scale, don't forget, scan your project in and send it to me online in Canvas. And I look forward to seeing your beautiful work. Thanks for joining me on how to master a scale, and I hope you'll feel confident going forward.